Good morning, boys and girls. It's the day after Coltsford Mill Take 2. You saw in the video it was a little bit muddy down there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through how I like to clean my rods after bathing them in mud. So first of all, let me show you what the rods are actually looking like this morning. So this is the 7-weight. You can see absolutely caked. That's the one I used for most of the day, and the little 5-weight, I used it for maybe a dozen casts, and once again in just that short period of time got covered in mud. And the lines are absolutely thick with it. Casting the 7-weight was like casting a mooring rope to a riverboat. So it's spend a few minutes of valuable time taking care of these beautiful pieces of equipment. Both rods crafted for me by Andy Banting. It's only right that we should take great care of them. So let's get set up. So I'm going to try not to waffle too much. You've all seen rods being cleaned before. I've got all sorts of tangles and ties and whatever, so I'm going to cut the leaders off. I get a really expensive pair of pound shop scissors and just nip it off there momentarily and put it back through. Get that away, out of the way just for a few moments. And do the same with the other one. Right, just get rid of the leaders, then I'm not going to be dragging things around. And out, that hook's sharp. That hook's sharp twice. That hook's sharp 3 times. This is pretty much what I used yesterday to catch the last 3 fish. Suspended about 18 inches to 2 feet underneath the bung. So we put these over here safely. I'm bleeding! You too far away? I think you might be too far away. It's coming a bit. How's that? Can you see? Is that better? Let's tip you down a bit. Look, I'm bleeding. My arm is getting emptied. So I'm going to put the 5-weight out of the way altogether. And I'm going to focus on cleaning the Marissa Ray. So once again, if you just look at all of that. And there were 2 occasions whilst I was fishing where I actually cleaned the rod and the line. This is even more impressive. Okay, that's what happens when you put your rod on the floor and the ground's a little bit wet and muddy. And it's so important that you take care of these beautiful instruments. So what I've got a solution of a specialist cleaning solution from a company called Amway. The product is called LOC, and basically it's a gentle but very, very effective cleaning agent. And wipe down along the shaft and of course the handle. I'm going to take the reel off altogether, and I'm going to clean that separately. So that's one part of it done. And that was a clean sponge to start the day. And then using good old-fashioned kitchen tissue, just wipe away the excess. And suddenly we have a sparkling clean rod. Okay. If you use kitchen soaps and the likes of that, it's nowhere near as effective or as efficient as the LOC. The LOC doesn't leave any residues, any stickiness. You can buy it online, just go to anway.com and you can buy it online. So there we are. Princess Marissa Ray, crafted for me, as I said, by the legend that is Andy Banting. Okay. Going to take the reel and the cassette apart. You can see even right inside the cassette it's dirty. That's how heavy the mud was yesterday. Reel good, right down. Get rid of as much of the residue as you can. It was noticeable as I was spending more time casting. The reel was chattering and wasn't anywhere near as free flowing as it would normally be. And that is what's come off of the reel. Just a little bit more to polish it up. And what I will do in a little while, I'll just give it a little spray of WD-40 just to protect it a little bit more. Take the cassette off. Same cleaning process with the outer part of the reel. I actually popped out to the kitchen to get a bowl full of water so that I can really see that I am cleaning this properly. There's still some mud inside here. Wash it off and dunk it. And a bit more kitchen tissue. I'll rest that on there. I'll take the reel off the seat as well. Give that a thorough cleaning. Give that a bit of a dip. And let that rest. So, good old-fashioned WD-40. You're still too far away, really, aren't you? Let's bring you in a bit closer. That's better. No, Coltswood yesterday, we knew that it was going to be doing a little bit of raining and the wind was going to be quite strong. What we didn't really anticipate was the sort of heavy mudding that was going to be going on. So take the 5-weight off the seat, put that down there, and do the shaft of the rod into the handle. I'm going to use a lot of this today, I think. I'm going to use a lot of this today. Good old Kleenex kitchen tissue. Other brands are available, of course. But that's the one we happen to have in the cupboard this morning. So that's the butt section sorted out. See how many of you noticed me drop that piece of paper onto the floor just then. I actually keep my rods partially made up in a rod tube that I've made, so that it just saves a lot of time when you actually get to the fishery. So that's those two ready. Get this out. Push the reel seats inside and out. Alright, you can get off of there. You don't have to stay in there if you don't want to. These cassettes can sometimes be a pain to get out. I shall deal with that in a minute. So that's the two sections of the rod washed, both rods. Okay, so put this safely out of the way. Now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to remount the cassette or the reel onto the 7-weight. Make sure it's going on the right way. Okay. No, that's the wrong way around. There we go. That clicks back onto there, making sure it's going to feed properly. And then when I wanted to clean the line, I'm going to feed it back through the rings that are here, and then you're going to go out onto wide angle for a few minutes whilst I show you how I like to clean my line. So behave yourselves, come over here, you stand there on the table just for a few minutes. Okay. And then what I do, using the same cleaning solution, and have it quite as wet, make sure that your drag system is fairly loose, because what I do, take a line, maybe just turn you around a little bit, stand you on top of my glasses, and then I just basically pinching the line between thumb and finger, and run it through the sponge. I do this 2 or 3 times with the full length. As you may remember, having watched the video, you will have seen that I had a significant line twist problem. And the line had become so contaminated with the mud I need to take it right down to the backing and make sure I get all of the twist out of it. So that's it, we're down to the backing. Let's see how muddy this thing got, shall we? So that's it, just fed through once, and that's how much has come off on just one. So going the other way now. Okay. Again, pinching between thumb and forefinger. And this time I'm pinching really quite tight. You may or may not be able to hear the squeaking noise, but I'm trying to get any kinks out of the line. I'm putting a bit of stretch in it at the same time. Yeah, I can already start feeling the line untwisting with my hands. The line is literally changing colour as the muck is disappearing. Okay, so we'll go through again. You know, when you have a dedicated parking space, as I do, outside the front of my house, and you come home after a day away, and some numpty has parked a Japanese space wagon in your parking space, and you can't get your car within 200 yards of your house, and you've got everything to carry in, and it's peeing down with rain, and you're tired, and you think to yourself, well, hopefully he'll go to work in the morning and I can get my car back where it belongs. Guess what? That frigging numpty is still parked in my parking bay this morning. So now, using a dry cloth or dry oak cloth, I'm just going to quickly whip it through. And I can already see that most of that coiling and kinking that was in the line has gone. Okay, and the last time on the way back, we do have a little bit of a knot come into it, but that'll quickly and very easily fall out. So pick up the end of the line that you've already cleaned and keep going through, and then I'll show you what I like to use as a coating for my line, which helps with casting and normal flow of the line. So a little wind knot there. There we go. Okay, so that's that line cleaned. Now, just going to tighten up the clutch. And a little product here, which some of you will recognise. You keep going dark on me. Okay. This is what you use to make your bumpers and your dashboard and everything look nice and neat and tidy when you wash your car. And I spread plenty of that into the tissue. And then pinching the line in there, you start winding the line back onto the spool. and as it goes through it gives the line a nice coating, protects the integrity of the line. The next time you cast it, it will go to the horizon and back, just flies through the guides so easily. Okay, just take a little bit of the pressure off. Reels that I use are the Airflow Switch Black, 5 to 6 weight, and this line is the Reed River shooting head line, and that's all that's come off after you've done your final coating of the line. And to finish this particular reel off, is again, I'll take the cassette apart and just give it a little coat of WD-40, take it off my wife's best table cover, and then just stick that on some kitchen tissue to dry. And that, boys and girls, is the process. So that's the first rod done. I'll just do the second one now. There we have it. 2 rods, lines and reels cleaned. And all we've got to do now is have a bit of a tidy up. Put this back together. Job done. And reunite the 2 rods and reels and put them back into the rod holder, and they're all ready for the next trip. So boys and girls, thank you for watching my channel, thank you for watching this. If you have any comments, please don't hesitate to put them down. You can take the mickey if you like. This is how I like to clean my rods and lines. It's not necessarily the right way to do it, but hey ho, we all have our own different ways of doing things. So, tight lines, boys and girls, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.